Good morning, and welcome to the first module in today's fire training. Our training topic is ventilation, roof operations, and fire dynamics. We'll break it up into small, short modules with one quiz at the end in order to get credit for the entire training. This is a substitute for what we had planned as a mix of classroom and JPRs prior to the COVID-19 outbreak. As we begin, I'd like for you to take this self-check. Pause the video for a moment and answer these questions. Then at the end of the series, we'll put the slide up again and see if anything changes. Don't worry about being right or wrong. What I'd like for you to understand is what assumptions you may or may not have about ventilation, and then let's see if the course delivers on its objectives. So the questions are, is ventilation cooling? Can you protect the stairs in a basement or below grade fire? Is ventilation a fire suppression tactic? Does venting a building make it more survivable? And does applying water quickly to the seat of a fire make the building more survivable? Again, at this point, there are no wrong answers. It's just a check-in to see what you've been taught, and then let's see how it matches up at the end. Okay, let's get started. In this first section, we're going to review video clips of roof and vent operations that didn't go right. Some of this footage shows firefighters in graphic and difficult to watch situations. Please remember, when we're using video or a case study, our intent is to understand what we can do better, not to judge or armchair quarterback what we are seeing. We'll never have the complete picture from just a minute or two of video. We weren't there. This first clip is from May 22nd, 2015, from a commercial structure fire in LA County.
There was a terrifying moment in Los Angeles last night as a group of firefighters suddenly vanished into flames. Danielle Nottingham is at the scene.
It was just before midnight when a fire broke out at the abandoned Club Caribe, a Los Angeles casino which has been closed for about 5 years. 55 firefighters were called to the scene. You could see 4 of them on the roof, cutting a hole to release hot gases. Then, a moment of panic.
Firefighters just fell through! They just fell through!
4 firefighters plunged 25 feet to the floor. There was a frantic rush to find them. The injured firefighters were loaded onto ambulances and taken to a hospital. Ventilating fires from rooftops is a dangerous procedure, but necessary. LA County Fire's Randall Wright.
By opening up the roof, we allow all that smoke and heat and gas to get out. That allows firefighters to search for other victims if they are in the building, and allows firefighters to see and makes it tenable for their survival also.
One firefighter suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns here. Scott, 3 other firefighters were treated for minor injuries.
Danielle, thank you.
In this clip, Fire Inspector Wright explains the premise of vertical ventilation. Hot gases and smoke need a place to go, and they want to go up, so we cut a hole in the roof. Doing so improves visibility, and it temporarily draws heat away from the fire room. Remember, though, that ventilation must be coordinated with fire attack. If the fire is not controlled before or very shortly after ventilation is performed, we've just given the fire an opportunity to breathe, which will make it grow hotter and faster. The next clip is difficult to watch, and it depicts a firefighter falling through a roof.
Open that fucking thing! Open it up! Get him out!
Oh, he's okay.
Get
He's
him
okay.
out!
How's his face?
Get back. When the ambulance comes in, it's gonna come in.
Nah, he's all right. He's good. Where is he? Where is he?
The firefighter depicted here, Peter Dern of Fresno Fire, survived with second and third degree burns. The accident report highlighted a critical piece to this event: direct flame impingement on the lightweight roof truss. Modern building construction is different than construction 50 years ago. We are able to build faster, lighter, and cheaper using dimensional lumber. The result is that roof members and the connecting plates and nails that hold them together fail faster in fire conditions. In this garage, the roof truss was exposed. However, even when protected by a ceiling, modern residential and commercial buildings take less time to lose structural integrity and collapse than they used to. We not only have less time to roof failure than we used to because of building construction, but also because of what is burning inside the building. Let's take a look at the study from UL that compares side by side natural fiber furnishings versus modern synthetic furnishings. While we do have flame retardant chemicals in modern furnishings, once the material under the coating ignites, the petroleum products in the fiber burns much faster and much hotter than their natural fiber counterparts. Watch for the difference in time to flash over. Okay, let's go back to vertical ventilation. It is intended to be coordinated with the interior attack team, happening ideally just as application of water happens inside. How easy is it for us to coordinate two teams, one assigned to advance a hand line into a burning building with limited visibility that they'd never been in before, get to the fire room and apply water, with another team assigned to make the roof, find the point directly above the fire, remove any shingles or tiles, make the cuts, remove the ceiling below, and have these two teams come together at roughly the same time. A department that practices that way, that is staffed and has assigned roles, can hope to accomplish that choreography. Even then, that isn't always happening. This next video shows a near miss. We can see the structure appears to be intact and that there's a hand line already in the front door. There's one person attempting to open up the roof. A second crew member comes in to help speed things up and nearly falls through. Remember, we have limited time on the roof before lightweight construction becomes compromised. To summarize this first section, vertical ventilation is a tactic based on assumptions about fire behavior, building construction, and response capabilities. If these assumptions don't match reality, it's easy to get hurt. The point of this isn't to say never vertically ventilate, but to understand why the fire service teaches it, what it accomplishes, what is changing in the world, and how we might adapt our practice to fit our fires and our response model. In the next sections, we'll look closer at fire behavior and how we may best accomplish our on-scene objectives. This last piece is a news clip from 2015, and it is close to home. Some of you may remember this. We owe it to the firefighters who have lost their lives and their families to do something to prevent the same thing from happening to us. We must look at these things and be smarter thanking firefighters, not just doing it because that's the way we always do it.
Lisa, thank you. Gone too soon. A Denver firefighter killed in the line of duty. This is John Whelan, who died last night after getting hurt putting out a fire a couple weeks ago. People all across the area are mourning his loss.
Yeah, a press conference at the Denver Fire headquarters just wrapped up moments ago. Since 7 News reporter Tyler Lopez is there. Tyler, what are we learning about this brave firefighter?
A lot of folks didn't even know this had happened, Mitch and Kelly. In fact, they were really surprised. This has been a tough day for the men and women of the Denver Fire Department. Many of them this morning before the sun came up, arriving shaking their heads. Others simply didn't know. We broke the news to them. And that shock was evident as even prepared statements this morning were interrupted by tears. And you can't blame them. It's been years since the Denver Fire Department dealt with this. The last on-duty related death was the spring of 2006. Lieutenant Rich Montoya died in a similar fashion. He had smoke inhalation on a call and died days later of a heart attack. Last night about 7:45, emergency crews went to John Whelan's home. They took him to St. Anthony's North Health Campus with shortness of breath, but by 8:30 he was pronounced dead. He had responded to a dumpster fire Sunday, June 28th near Coors Field. Now the flames went out quickly, but Whelan was on top of the roof of a warehouse there to make sure the fire didn't spread. He was a 15-year veteran, but he fell through a skylight on the ceiling, dropping 20 feet to the concrete floor, breaking his arms and ribs. The fire department says his death is absolutely related to that fall.
Our top priorities at this time are providing support to his family and our collective family, the Denver Fire Department. We will make all of our resources available to our entire staff as we grieve this monumental loss.
The flag out front here now at half staff. We're told it's going to remain that way until services have finished up for John Whelan. No date on exactly when that will take place, but there has already been some activity. Firefighter groups providing some cash to the survivors in this case, his wife and his young son. Kelly?
Just so sad, Tyler. Thank you.